So I know my makeup game has been improving. I just saw this picture of me and this was my makeup at the end of the day, guys. This was around 4 p.m, 5 p.m. after a Sunday service. I didn't really even do much, guys. Then I was kind of in a rush, so but I didn't even put in as much effort as I could have for my makeup to turn out that good. And it's just basically the techniques that I've been using, a few of the products that I've also been using to improve the longevity of my makeup. So in today's video, I'm definitely gonna be sharing that with you guys. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and turn on your post notifications, guys, so you never ever miss out on any of my weekly uploads. And also, guys, if you're new to my channel, my name is Terry and I'm a YouTuber based in Accra, Ghana, and most of the products that I'm going to be using here, I'm going to leave everything linked in my description box down below for you guys to check out. And yeah, what you guys think about the vintage bob look? I've been rocking this look for a while now and I absolutely love it. I think it frames my face beautifully. So if you have any questions on the hair, I'm gonna have it linked in my description box as well. And yeah, let's just get right into this video. To ensure that you have that flawless face base, it's always crucial to go in with absolutely clean skin. You can make sure that right before you apply your makeup, you've cleansed your face. Even if you've taken your bath earlier or even if you've washed your face earlier, it's really important to go back in and clean your face if you're doing your makeup probably in the afternoon or later in the day. If you can't do this, you can either go in with the micellar water or witch hazel or probably a makeup remover wipe to just clean your face and make sure you don't have any oils or buildups on your skin, and make sure you're starting off with a completely clean canvas. One thing that I want you guys to take from this video is not really focusing on the products and the brushes, and mostly focus on the technique and the level or the various layers of applications that I'm gonna be doing. So no need to really fixate on the exact products. Those aren't necessary. This might be different for a lot of people, but I like to go in and set my brows with my brow gel first. And I use the Got To Be Glued, but I think they have the brow version of this right now. But I'm still left with a lot of this, so why not just use it all up? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be doing this to make sure all my brow hairs are in place and I'm not gonna have any straggly unruly hairs to deal with. And I'm gonna go in with a Q-tip to clean up any excess around my brows. This is really important to ensure that this product doesn't dry up around your brows. It just makes your brows look a little unprofessional if you let it dry on. Once I'm done with everything, I like to press the spoolie into my brows to make sure that everything is super flat. As of now, these are my two favorite toners, so I went in with this one first, and this is a moisturizing toner. I think I've showed these in some of my previous videos. So I just applied this vitamin C ascorbic acid brightening toner. I'm gonna go in with my moisturizing toner as well, and I just like to apply a really generous amount of this. Now, I mostly use this moisturizing toner both during the day and at night. So whether or not I'm applying makeup, I always go in with this. This is my everyday toner, and a little goes a long way. So I don't know when this is gonna run out, but yeah, we are still on it. Next, I'm going to be applying my niacinamide, and niacinamide helps you to get that flawless skin. It helps to reduce the size of your pores. So this one is the Skin and Labs Niacinamide Recovery Serum. It's really lightweight. It's not super heavy. If you don't have this niacinamide, you can go in with either the one from Inky List or the niacinamide 10% plus 1% zinc, or you can also use the Good Molecules niacinamide. Actually, any niacinamide based product is key. So you can pretty much see the glow, hydration and going on my face, and I still have a few more base products to go, and then we're gonna start off with actual makeup application. But I just wanted to point this out to you guys. Even though I'm going in layers, I'm trying my best to leave my brow area dry, so I'm not really going in around that side with product, so I don't have any product buildup or all those other gunk. I like to keep it dry and make sure that the brow gel that we applied over there is dry in order to give ourselves that flawless, sculpted, professional looking brows. One of the biggest staples in my flawless base routine is the Skin and Labs Niacinamide Recovery Serum. It's super lightweight. I found that this just does an amazing job of bringing back the glow in my skin. This is a Korean skincare brand, and it's also great for the areas of my face where I feel like I still have some texture left. During the application, if I have any excess, I just apply that on my neck and probably on the back of my hands as well. I'm gonna be going in with that Advanced Nail Mucin Power Essence. And guys, my apologies for the lights. Best, I try to do the makeup with daylight, so the sun keeps going in and out, so please bear with me. And these are just part of typically my everyday morning skincare routine. So the Snail Mucin is helping me at the moment to fade, you know, dark marks and all those things, but it serves as an amazing grip for your foundation, for your makeup. So the next product I'm gonna be going in is with my moisturizer of choice, and of course you guys know by now I'm gonna be using the Advanced Nail Mucin moisturizer. I like to go in with a generous amount of this. I just love how it feels on my skin, and this reminds me so much of I think it's called the Embryolisse moisturizer. Yeah, I think it's called the Embryolisse moisturizer, and mostly makeup artists use it. The whole feel and texture of it gives me that kind of nostalgic feeling because it's not so lightweight. It's extremely moisturizing. Moisture that you get from using this product unmatched. And I nearly forgot. I'm going to be going with sunscreen because the sun is out today. I'm going to be going in with sunscreen. I'm going to be using my Black Girl sunscreen. 2 sticks as usual. Right now we don't even know how much sunscreen is enough sunscreen because guys, I live in Ghana, so how much sunscreen is really enough? I can only hope. I learned this technique recently and I just wanted to share it with you guys, so I try to catch myself anytime I do it, so I quickly correct myself. And I learned that applying your products should be done in a circular motion inwards towards your face, not circular motions outwards on your face. This is just to help you retain that youthful glow. The actual term I was giving is youthful circles, so I try to do the youthful circles application method. So while my sunscreen and everything gets absorbed into my skin, I'm gonna quickly do my brows off camera because that step we cannot really talk through, so I'm gonna quickly do that and come back. The last step in my brow routine is just to go over what I've done with translucent setting powder, and this is just to reduce any shine and also to lock in so it doesn't get shiny during the day. This just helps to lock in the product. Again, any translucent powder at all that you have should do the trick. So the steps where I'm not able to talk that much is done, so now I'm going to be going in with the rest of my face products. But if you guys need it, I have a whole brow tutorial, a whole ass detailed, I think I have 1 or 2 brow tutorials on this channel already. I'm gonna leave those in my description box down below, and any other product that I'm gonna be using in this video is gonna be linked in my description box. So plus shades, yes, plus shades, so in case you're probably my skin tone, you can use the same shades as I am. Next, I'm gonna be going in with primer, and as you guys know, I'm a die-hard Hydro Grip Primer fan, so I'm gonna be applying a generous amount of this. Shortly, I'm gonna be applying my best kept secret product that has changed the game. Okay, one of the products that has changed my makeup game tremendously, and I used it in the previous photo that I showed you guys earlier. So right now the primer has gotten super tacky, so I'm going to quickly go in with, this is my Power Seal Sweat and Oil Snag Tonic. This is the product you want to get if you have oily skin and you can't keep the oils at bay. Probably don't use this if you want to have, you know, a glowy looking foundation finish, but if you want to have a matte looking creaseless makeup look all day, this is that product, guys. I don't have my nails done, so I'm not able to do the clacky, but this right here. Please go ahead and take a screenshot so you can get the exact same thing. I think Benai has a similar product. Let me know in the comment section down below. It comes in a blue bottle. Let me know in the comment section down below if you know that product, but if not, get this one. Stumbled upon this product in my local beauty store. I'm going to apply this on my smile line areas and around my nose because I do have smile lines because I Girl is always smiling, so it tends to crease my makeup around those areas. So just apply this mostly on places that you get creases, and I tend to oil up on this part of my nose as well, so I'm going to go in with products over there as well. So now that priming is done, I'm gonna go in with color correct, and I typically go in with a foundation or a concealer that is exactly my skin tone. So I'm gonna be using the Fenty Beauty Instant Retouch Concealer in the shade 450. So I'm gonna be applying that on literally any dark marks that I might have around my mouth. You guys might be saying what dark spots, but guys, they are in existence, and I'm my own worst critic, so I'm the only one that can kind of see them. Just going to let that sit a little and then blend it out, but not too much where it just completely disappears in your skin. Just tap it up and make sure it blends.
If your brushes are clean, and I know there's a lot of work to keep brushes clean, especially if you're someone who wears makeup often.
And before I forget, I'm using the Avita Joseph multi-buffer brush. This one comes with 2 different ends. This is great for blending out your concealer, especially if you don't want it to be too blended out. So you can use one side for your color correcting, the other side for your actual concealer. And one thing about the Fenty Beauty Instant Retouch Concealer is that it's super full coverage, and it just gives me that amount of coverage that I need. So moving right along to foundation, I'm gonna be mixing these 2 shades. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation in the shade 460, and this is my Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation in the shade Deep Spice, the same shade I always get, but I use the darker shade for the perimeters of my face, and I use the Estee Lauder in the center of my face. But I love to mix these 2 foundations because they have similar consistency, and they are really amazing foundations that you can't really go wrong if you mix. So if you guys can tell, the Fenty Beauty is the one that looks a bit more on the red side, and then the Estee Lauder is the one with the much more cooler undertone. So I'm going to blend those together, trying to keep this particular placement as I go. So I'm just going to blend this into this. Starting off with the darker shade, I'm going to be blending that downwards towards my neck. And I'm using a flat, dense brush. This doesn't really need to be any special kind of brush. It just needs to be a flat, dense brush. Preferably a synthetic brush. You can get one from pretty much any beauty brand. Avita Joseph also has an amazing one. I have that over there that I might not use today. I might not. I'm so sure. I don't really like to use a lot of brushes when I'm doing my makeup. I like to keep, you know, the mess to a minimum as much as I possibly can. So right now I'm starting to blend out the Estee Lauder into the Fenty Beauty to make sure that I don't have any harsh lines. It's always best to blend out your foundation with dense foundation brush in order not to pick up too much of the product. The brushes don't really pick up much product as compared to if you're doing your makeup using a beauty blender. The mixing foundation is the way to go if you find it difficult to find your particular shade in your favorite foundation. I'm just going in with a little more of the Estee Lauder because I feel like I lost some of it during blending, so I'm just going in with a little bit more. If you find a product that works for you but you're not able to get the exact shade, another option is mixing the
Hello darkness, my old friend.
My lights just went out for the 2nd time today, so I guess we're just going to be winging it from now. So I'm just going to blend the rest of the foundation in. But surprisingly, it isn't as dark as I expected it to be. I'm gonna be content for today, for my content day, if I'm even only able to film this particular video. So for filming days, I start off with doing my makeup, and then I have a whole list of other content ideas that I create. But I'm very much satisfied with the blend, so I'm going to go in with my concealer. And you guys know by now that I'm a creature of habit, so I'm gonna go in with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Chestnut, inner corners of my eyes and the outer corners of my eyes. I'm just going to leave this to sit a little bit more, and then I'm going to go in with my cream blush, the upper parts of my cheeks. Then I'll go in with bronzing contour shade. I'm not going to be going too dark with contour today. As per usual, I'm going to be using my Adventure Makeup palette. So I'm going to be going in with this particular shade, this peachy tone shade. I've been gravitating towards a lot of peachy shades. I'll probably use this shade, and I'm going to go in with a little bit of this dark, and you can see I've really dug in that side because I use this quite a lot for my everyday makeup looks. I'm gonna be using my metal spoolie. I'm just going to warm up that product a little bit before I go in and apply, and then the excess I'm going to apply that on my face. As you can see here, it's looking like the peachy shade is blending in with the concealer. That's exactly what I want to. That shade isn't too harsh, so I'm going to go in. So this side is pretty much done. I'm going to repeat the same on this side. It's called the blush layering, so I'm going to go in with a darker blush. And to give my face some color, I'm going to be applying a little bit on the sides of my nose, around where I'm going to be applying my contour. I'm going to blend out the orangey blush, but I'm not going to be blending it out too much because I want that product to really sit and shine through. I don't know, as of late I've become such a blush heavy girly. I used not to apply blush at all, but guys, now even if I'm doing my bare minimum no makeup looks, I like to go in with a little bit of blush just to bring in some color and dimension into my face. I'm going to go in with the contour, and as you can see, this concealer is still sitting because I want it to get super tacky. Black Opal Stick Foundation in the shade Black Walnut. I would really wish this came in a slightly darker shade, but this is what we the dark skin girlies have to work with. I'm going to apply a little bit of that on my chin area to reduce that double chin a bit. So to blend out the concealer, I'm going to go in with my beauty blender from Rosa Beauty. This is damp. I got it wet and I used a tissue pad, any tissue, just to squeeze off any excess water. And as you can see, the tissue is even still pretty much dry, so I made sure to get all the water out of it. So I'm going to be using the flat side to blend out my concealer on this side. One thing I love about the Too Faced concealer is no matter how dry down it gets, it's still easy to move around, it's still easy to work with. So I really love that about it. I used to do the most when it came to contouring my nose, but right now, any excess product I have, I'm going to go on the bridge of my nose with that because I don't want my nose contour to be too defined. So you guys, what do you think about the blend so far? What do you think about the outcome? So right now we are going to go in with setting powder, but so far this is what we are having, this is what we are working with. Concealer done, foundation done, contour done, highlighter done, and I don't know, but I feel like also going in with a little bit of a lighter shade of concealer in the center of my eyes. I might do that to brighten out my eyes a little. I might not. I'm starting to really love the shape of my nose, so I don't do too much when it comes to contouring. So now to my favorite part, I'm going to be moving on to setting powder, and I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder in the shade medium. I'm going to make sure that I don't have excess product. This is just to set the concealer in place. Make sure that the concealer is well blended so you're not setting any crease lines, because once you set it, there's no going back. I want a little more brightness in my under eyes, so I'm going to go in with a lighter setting powder, which is this. This one is the Banana Bright Aesthetica powder. And guys, when it comes to these powders, you just need a tiny bit. You really don't need a lot. I just want some brightness in the inner corners of my eyes. Right now, I know I must be looking super crazy, so I hope you guys bear with me. So I'm just going to go in with the powder shade. So I'm going to set my contour, set my blush. So with every liquid product you apply, you have to go in with its accompanying powder to set it. So I'm going to be setting it with pretty much this particular shade because I use the purple shade. When applying your makeup and your face starts to itch, what do you guys do? I'm going to go ahead and set my contour using my contour palette from Black Radiance. I'm going to be using my Black Radiance contour palette to set my contour. I'm going to be going in with my bronzer, and this is the CoverGirl Queen bronzer in the shade Ebony. It's completely smashed, so right now we are dealing with a loose bronzer at this point. Bronzer really does bring the whole look together. Applying the right bronzer, applying the right amount of bronzer really does bring your whole makeup look together. So I'm going to go in with the same brush that I used to apply my foundation, and then I'm just going to dust off the excess powder, the excess yellow setting powder that I applied. Extra brightness. This just helps that powder to completely like disappear into your skin. I don't know if you can tell from here. So I'm now going to be going in with my finishing powder to finish up the whole powder setting process. If this will focus, I'm going to be using this one from Sylvie Mac. This just gives you that flawless airbrushed look. I'm going to be going in with the shade Desert Sand underneath my eyes. I'm just going to go in with a generous amount of this powder to sweep. I'm gonna give Nigerian brands their flowers for how good their makeup collections are getting, guys. Ghanaian makeup artists, Ghanaian makeup brands need to catch up because Nigerians are not playing, they are not sleeping. And I went in with burnt walnut, which is this darker shade, on the perimeters of my face. My camera's about to die, so guys, give me a few minutes and I'm gonna come back to you. Okay guys, so the lights just came back on. So during the time, I decided not to let ECG decide how great I'm going to be today. So I went in to do my eyes and my lips. So right now, I just wanted to show you guys the lashes that I'm using. And it's this set, this lash set. It doesn't really come with any name, but this is how I know people usually say the whole dynamic between using your phone and using a whole ass camera is completely two different things. I now have to train myself or retrain myself to look into the lens and not into the viewfinder, so learning this. So also I wanted to show you guys a really nifty trick. So I'm gonna be going in with a little more of my Sylvie Mac using my triangle puff, this one, and I'm still going to be using the Desert Sand. I feel like I need just a little more on the center of my face, and these powders actually have some kind of shimmer to it, so it just kind of adds a little more level of brightness to your entire face. So right now, the last thing that I'm gonna be doing is setting my face, but I've been actually doing this technique for a while, so it's something that I was used to already doing. I'm gonna be using the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush setting spray all over my face. I don't really want there to be a shine at the center of my face because that's what the setting spray usually gives off. So I'm just going to cover that side off and then set the rest of my face with anything. So I'm going to also style my hair. Having my hair in the rollers all through this process was kind of tiring because rollers tend to be a little bit heavy, but I love using them with this hair, and at this point my blood circulation from this hairband has come non-existent. I'm going to be combing out the curls with my white tooth comb. I love this part of doing my hair so much. Guys, I so love this wig. It's just giving bounce, it's giving volume. I absolutely love it. I'm going to link this hair in my description box down below. But yeah, I've been really loving it, and it just comes out even better every single day if you're able to remember to put in the rollers as well. But yeah, so I'm going to put on some gloss. I want to have a glossy finish, and I'm going to be using this. Really, it's probably one of the most affordable lip glosses. Real quick, I got this lash glue. Let me come close. I got this lash glue yesterday. I actually had run out of a few products, which was mainly my lash glue and my under eye setting powder. Okay, so I just re-upped on these products specifically because I knew I was going to be filming this video for you guys, so I just wanted to make sure that I had everything that I used to show you guys. And I wasn't using this lash glue previously. This is a lash glue that I was using and it's just run out, or it's probably really dried. I think I might still get a little bit out of it if I tried, but this, guys, I barely used anything. Okay, and it feels like my lashes are really stuck on there. Like there is no lifting, no movement for this lash glue. I'm definitely going to repurchase this, get at least 2, 3, 4 down, because guys, this is about to be my everyday lash glue. You're about to get sick of me. All too soon, we've come to the end of this video. If you found it helpful and you learned something new, you like the whole vintage glam and the bouncy hair, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and join my ever-growing community. So guys, just let me know in the comment section down below if you are learning something new from this video. And yeah guys, I'll see you in my next video next week. But until then, bye!